What's good, everybody? Yeah, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And I promise, guys, that this will be the last video, at least one of the two last videos, that I will make regarding the Kevin Samuels viral video. And I responded to other people's responses. There was a sister and her daughter that responded. You guys saw that video. Willie D, I responded to his video. And now I want to take some time to respond to Chrissie. Now, who is Chrissie? Chrissie is what some people would consider the unknown avatar. No one really knows or can confirm what she looks like. Most people on YouTube, when we present information, we show, our face, what we look like, especially in Black YouTube, whether we look good or bad, this is who we are. Chrissie is afraid to do that for whatever reason. So we can't say for sure if she's African American, if she's Black. She definitely sounds Black. We don't really know. Okay. But that's against the argument. I'm just giving, who she is as a YouTuber. And she talks about a lot of things about colorism that affect dark-skinned women. Now, I will say this. I've been following her since about 2017. Chrissie is a talented YouTuber, if you want to say that. She has a really, really, faithful audience. She has a really good blog called DDS Magazine. And, at first she started being a lot more balanced, as far as the Black community. And then, for whatever reason, she took the road down. It's like a very anti-Black male. It's now pro, if you want to go to the white man, that's perfectly great. And, those kind of arguments, right? And it's always, trying to, in my opinion, everything is always targeted towards dark-skinned women, and they're always the victim. That's Chrissie for me as far as her content. What I take it as when I listen to it. But be it as it may, she also weighed in on the Kevin Samuels situation like many other people did. Okay? And while doing so, she implicated that Black men like Kevin Samuels, even though she didn't mention his name because, she said that she wouldn't, promote him on his platform, which is crazy because he's much bigger than her now. But, she said that, Black women are allowing themselves to be disrespected by calling into his show. And Black men are making a lot of money off of disrespecting dark-skinned Black women. And of course, I was looking at the chat. You had all these emotional sisters that was in the chat going crazy and calling them out. And she said that a lot of Black men are getting rich doing that. And I thought about this. And the first question I want to say is, what do you quantify getting rich? A guy has a really popular call-in live stream that gets support from his following. That automatically makes him rich. Okay? He's doing really good, but if you want to say rich, I wouldn't quantify that as trying to say he's getting rich off of dark-skinned Black women. I think that's a lie. I think really what the case is, here you have a guy that is successful at what he's doing. Women call into the show, right? And he's not getting rich off disrespecting anybody. People are calling and asking him for their opinion. Now, see, if you want to talk about who's getting rich off disrespecting dark-skinned Black women, then here we got to go to Cardi B. I know you would like that because Cardi B is not even Black, in your opinion. But what about Meg Thee Stallion? What about the situation? There was some sisters in Atlanta that are twerking for $50 at restaurants. Like the people who actually make the most money off of disrespecting Black women are Black women themselves. You can go to any sister's Instagram, OnlyFans, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta, where they perpetuate those stereotypes that hold black women back every day. And you know what? As an African American, I don't know what Chrissie is, but I'm an African American. And for me, when I see black women, and don't get me wrong, I understand it happens in hip hop too with the men. Yes, you know, black men in hip hop do disrespect sisters. That's true. But when I see so many hard-working black women every day who do whatever they can to avoid these stereotypes, and yet you see sisters who are on World Star Hip Hop fighting, you see sisters who are on social media twerking, you see sisters who bring down this stereotype, and guess who's getting rich off of that? They are. I mean, there are many OnlyFans models that get rich off of thotting it up. You have media outlets that get rich off of making sisters look bad, and black men. See, we don't want to talk about that. The people who are really getting rich off of bashing black women, if we want to just stick it right there, those are those blogs. Blogs owned by sisters that deal with the trashy gossip of the day that makes sisters look bad. Those are the engines that keep sisters down. Now, if we want to talk about, you know, if you want to quantify Kevin Samuel's success as getting rich, fine. Then let me ask you a question. Are there outlets that have gotten rich off of bashing black men? Talking down to black men? If that's the case, we can include your channel. We can include the Cynthia G's. We can include the Pink Pill. I mean, if we're gonna go there, we can include Oprah. We can include the blogs that do that. The blogs that try to say that, you know, black men are DL, or the talk shows that black men are the DL. Black men are weak, black men are soft. See, we could go there. And then we can quantify it as a whole entire industry of hating on black men. See, there's no real industry of hating on black women because that gets flagged down. You see, there's no industry of that. You can't come out and make an industry off of talking down to black men. You know, like, what's her name? Out in LA, for example. Waters, you know, that old lady. Her, yeah, Maxine Waters. You can come out and talk down to black men all you want. The Democratic Party does it all the time. And black women sit there idly by and don't say anything when the Democratic Party disrespects black men all the time. See, though, you have engines and industries that benefit off of downing their own men. And yet you're quiet about that. See, here's situations about people like you that cry about dark-skinned black women. See, the reason why there's so much crying about this, and oh, they're getting rich off us, and oh, they don't like it, it's the thing about it, it has nothing to do, it has everything to do with this. Yes, you're average, and you don't want to compete. The crybabies. That's the situation. Okay? There are many ways to be average and become above average. In the black community, sisters who are average, and you can't control your looks, but you can control how you dress. You might not be able to control your looks, but you can control your, you know, how your hair looks with your facial structure. You can control your looks, like Fantasia. I'll give you an example of her. Fantasia's a dark-skinned black woman. She ain't the most beautiful woman, but she knows how to keep herself in shape. See, it's the women who don't want to compete, who are entitled. That's why y'all are mad at Kevin Samuels. And see, when you don't want to compete and you get told that you need to compete, now you're like, oh, he's disrespecting us. They're getting rich. No. See, if you would compete and take care of yourself like you're supposed to, then Kevin Samuels wouldn't have anything to say. You would take the argument from him in the first place. But see, when you don't want to compete, when you make mistakes, when you don't want to honor those mistakes, now you want to cry the victim. And then you want to pretend that there's an industry out there that gets rich off of you. No, there's no TV shows that black men own that bash black women. And as far as that, I remember when you first started your blog, do you know who some of the biggest donors that you had were black men for DDS magazine? See, that gets lost in the sauce. Remember that? Remember where black men were giving you $500 donations? And see, that's the thing I can do. I can say this. For good black women out there, African American women, our people, for me, you are the top thing in the world. I love you so much. I can say that. My mother's African American, my grandmother's African American, but we're gonna be honest about this though. You know, black men have to get out there and compete. You have to get out there and compete also. I'm sorry. Somebody need to tell you that. But yes, you can't just be competitive in the workforce and in the field, and then when it comes down to getting a husband, you're gonna get a $100,000 guy with a 13-year-old son. That's not how it works. Okay? It's not how it works. Can we come to you with, 4 kids, 3 from baby mamas? Or even 1 kid, 1 baby mama, fat, out of shape, not looking that good, broke. Because we don't care about a woman's salary. And see, as we have to hit the standards, so do you. And if you don't like it, then it's tough. Sorry. That's how it works. And right now, black men are going to come out and tell you how they feel, especially black men who have money. You can't stop it. Either you're going to get with the program or you're going to be gone. That's it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. Really thank you guys for your support on the channel. Check out the Patreon. Check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts, guys. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.